Oh no. See, it's far too much cobwebs. Far too many for me. Hey everybody, my name is Nick. If this is your first time here on my channel, what's up? If this is not your first time on my channel, welcome back. So today's video is a little bit of a special video. As some of you might know, I am getting ready to move across the country. I am moving to a completely different state, other side of the US. It's a whole big thing. And this week I am traveling to Colorado, which is where I will be moving, to look for apartments. So because of that, I don't have any time to really like fully edit a video, but I had a little bit of a nifty idea way back, probably like a year ago, maybe, I don't even know. Somebody had commented and they were like, why did you like edit this video? And I'm like, well, copyright. And they're like, well, you do know that this is like considered public domain. I didn't know that. I didn't even know what that was. So basically that's like a non-copyrightable movie, free for everybody, which actually turned out to be kind of like a cool thing that I discovered, because when I was looking at all the different types of movies that were considered public domain, there was a bunch that I wanted to see, including today's video that I had never seen before. So that is what we were doing today. So yes, this is not gonna be like, I mean, it's still gonna be one of my videos. It's not gonna be one of my, typical 30-minute videos. We're watching the full movie. The full movie gets put on YouTube. So anyways, so I put up a poll with about 5 or 6 different choices, and the movie that we were watching today was the #1 pick. So for today's reaction, we are going to be watching 1959's House on Haunted Hill. So this movie was directed by William Castle, and it stars Vincent Price, whom is, hella famous. The majority of the horror community is familiar with him. So here's the thing. I've never seen this movie, but I have seen the 90s version of this movie with like Bridget Wilson, Chris Kattan, Famke Janssen, and all. Like, of course, I loved that movie. I absolutely loved that movie, but I've never seen the original. So this is a really cool experience for me because I've always wanted to see the original, but I've never really I've just never really had the opportunity to sit down and watch it. So we're gonna watch it and we're all gonna have fun, okay? Before we get into this video though, you should be a doll and you should like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification button so that you can get notifications for whenever I upload a new video. If you're curious about what I'm doing outside of YouTube, you can catch up with me on Twitter and you can catch up with me on Instagram. And it's kind of cool. I got a Patreon. I mean, most YouTubers have a Patreon, but I have a Patreon and you'll get access to an exclusive catalog of movies and TV shows that don't go on YouTube. They're all full-length reactions. I do a crap ton of TV on there, you guys. So you should check that out. Polls to help me pick what I watch next. Pictures of my feet. That last part is a lie. And more cool stuff. And I can't think of anything to finish that out. So without further ado, let's take a step back in time and check out House on Haunted Hill. This mother. I was like, is anything happening? What the Oh, let me turn on some no, I won't turn on subtitles.
The ghosts are moving tonight, restless, hungry. May I introduce myself?
Sure.
Richard. In just a minute, I'll show you the only really haunted house in the world. Since it was built a century ago, 7 people, including my brother, have been murdered in it.
Well, that's no good.
I've owned the house. I've only spent one night there, and when they found me in the morning, I was almost dead.
I love the disembodied head.
I'm Frederick Lauren, and I've rented the house on Haunted Hill tonight so that...
No, I'm Patrick.
Haunted house party. She's so amusing. There'll be food and drink and ghosts, and perhaps even a few murders. You're all invited. If any of you will spend the next 12 hours in this house, I'll give you each $10,000, or your next of kin in case you don't survive. Ah, but here come our other guests.
What about the gays who don't have kids?
It was my wife's idea to have our guests come in funeral cars. She's so amusing. Her sense of humor is, shall we say, original. I dreamed up the hearse. It's empty now, but after a night in the house on Haunted Hill, who knows? This is Lance Schroeder, a test pilot, so no doubt a brave man. But don't you think you can be much braver if you're paid for it? And I happen to know that Lance needs the $10,000 I'll give him, if he's brave enough to stay all night. This is Ruth Bridges. You've no doubt read her column in the newspapers. She says her reason for coming to the party is to write a feature article on ghosts. She's also desperate for money, gambles. You've already met Watson Pritchard, a man living in mortal fear of a house, and yet he is risking his life to spend another night here. I wonder why. He says for money.
Does he need the money if he owns a full-ass mansion?
That my ghost will help his work on hysteria. But don't you see a little touch of greed there, around the mouth and eyes? This is Nora Manning. I picked her from the thousands of people who work for me because she needed the $10,000 more than most. Supports her whole family. Isn't she pretty?
I mean, yeah, but like, ugh.
The party's starting now, and you have until midnight to find the house on Haunted Hill.
This house obviously does not look like the house in the 90s version, but this house very much so, to me, Buffy reference, looks like Angel's mansion that he lived in season 2 and 3. Okay, so I know in the beginning of the video, I mentioned like how most people within the horror, well, a lot of people within the horror community are very familiar with Vincent Price, and like I know who Vincent Price is, and I recognize him, but I can't think of any movies of his that I've actually seen. It kind of reminds me of when I don't remember who I was talking to, but we were talking about, we watched like Cecil B. Demented, and then, what is, John Waters? Because I had never really seen, well, I mean, I'd seen like Serial Mom, but they were like, let me guess, the only John Waters movie like that you're familiar with, and it's not even a John Waters movie, and I like finished the sentence and I was like, Seed of Chucky? Yep.
I am disgusted.
Oh yeah, this looks way different. This looks way different. Well, obviously, as it should, but like already the interior looks significantly smaller than that giant foyer that they walk into in the 90s version.
Where's everybody?
It isn't a very warm welcome, is it?
Only the ghosts in this house are glad we're here.
Are we all strangers to each other? Don't you two know each other?
I'm afraid I don't even know your name.
I'm Nora Manning.
Lance Schroeder.
Is Frederick Lauren a friend of yours?
I've heard of him, but I've never met him.
I work for one of his companies, but I've never seen him.
I've never met the man either. Just a phone call. Do you know him?
No,
Well, then you're the only one of us who does.
I don't know him. All the details about renting the house were done by mail.
He's quite wealthy, isn't he?
Millions.
And 5 wives, I believe.
4, I think, so far.
A $50,000 party for only 5 people is a little steep, even for a millionaire.
Well, if I were going to haunt anybody, this would certainly be the house I'd do it in.
Oh no. See, it's far too much cobwebs. Far too many for me. Like it's hanging from the chandelier, like Sia. Like no. Ugh.
This thing's made of solid steel.
Right. She almost just got and she's been in that damn house for less than 30 seconds.
Annabelle. Our guests are here.
Annabelle.
They're still alive.
Annabelle Higgins.
On yet?
Dust and dirt everywhere, and the water barely trickles.
Oh, she is stunning.
Dear darling, you know how ghosts are.
Ooh, and I love whatever she is wearing. Mm-hmm.
Very fetching.
She looks beautiful.
People for a party.
I'm not going to the party.
The spend the night ghost party was your idea, remember? Since it's going to cost me $50,000, I want you to have fun.
The party was my idea until you invited all the guests. Why all these strangers? Why none of our friends?
Friends? Do we have any friends?
No, your jealousy took care of that.
I had a reason for inviting each guest. I wanted kind of a cross-section. From psychiatrist to typist, and from drunk to jet pilot. They share one thing. They all need money. Now let's see if they're brave enough to earn it.
And you call this a party?
Could be.
Why do you always do that? It spoils the champagne.
It might explode.
Never does.
Would you guarantee that?
That isn't funny, Frederick.
Make a good headline. Playboy kills wife with champagne cork.
So, I mean, their dynamic is pretty, well, it's not the exact same because, like, they fucking hated each other in the 90s version. Like, they wanted to kill each other. Whereas this, they still seem to, like, enjoy each other, but they still have, like, a little bit of, like, cattiness with it.
Have some. You'll enjoy the party more. Go on.
Your trust is so touching. And I'm not going to the party.
Of all my wives, you're the least agreeable.
But still alive.
Would you go away for $1 million tax-free?
If she's the fourth wife, wait, she said still alive? What happened to the first 3?
If jealousy isn't tax-free, and your possessiveness is maddening.
If ever a man had grounds for divorce,
But can't prove them.
the time will come. You'll slip up one of these days,
Think so?
if I live long enough. You remember the fun we had when you poisoned me?
Something you ate, the doctor said.
Yes, arsenic on the rocks.
Oh,
Annabelle.
she tried to kill. Okay, so all right, so it is like the 90s version. They are trying to kill each other. She tried to poison his ass with arsenic. Sorry, I was just refilling my
Hanging is very uncomfortable.
medicine. Yeah, my medicine.
Yes. Don't let the ghosts and the ghouls disturb you, darling.
Darling, the only ghoul in the house is you.
And don't sit up all night thinking of ways to get rid of me. It makes wrinkles.
She doesn't have a single wrinkle. Not a wrinkle to be found. What the hell?
This is what she used on my brother and her sister. Hacked them to pieces. We found parts of the bodies all over the house, in places you wouldn't think. The funny thing is the heads have never been found. Hands and feet and things like that. But no heads.
The wife, probably in a rage, threatened her husband with a knife and then, carried away by hysteria, took a swing at him and simply went on from there.
She certainly went on. How many people did she kill, Mr. Pritchard?
Only two. Her husband and her sister. No one else was here.
So there are two loose heads just floating around in here somewhere?
You can hear them at night. They whisper to each other.
The heads?
Cry.
Since our host isn't here, would anyone care to mix me a drink?
Certainly. What will you have?
Good evening.
Hi.
Frederick Lauren. Since we're all strangers to each other, let's get acquainted with a drink, shall we?
Mr. Lauren, I advise you to call this party off now. The ghosts are already moving, and that's a bad sign.
Let me apologize for my wife. She'll join us later. What do you have?
Wait, was he talking? I feel like that was a backhanded comment about the wife.
Let's go over the details. The caretakers will leave at midnight, locking us in here until they come back in the morning. Once the door is locked, there's no way out. The windows have bars that a jail would be proud of, and the only door to the outside locks like a vault. There's no electricity, no phone, no one within miles, so no way to call for help.
Like a coffin.
So if any of you decide not to stay for the party, you must let me know before midnight. Of course, if you leave, I shan't be able to pay you anything.
I'm interested in your reasons for this, party. Aside from pleasant company.
Ghosts, Doctor. I think everyone wonders what they would do if they saw a ghost.
I would shit myself and pass out. And I would just be discovered hours later, with just waking up in a pile of my shit.
That is disgusting. Ew.
Like, sorry about it, but I don't... Like, I like ghost hunting and all that shit, but, like, it's kind of like when you go into, like, a bathroom, how you, like, check behind the shower curtain. But, like, what would you actually do if there was somebody standing behind the shower curtain? That doesn't prevent me from checking, because I check every single time, but no. Like, what would I do?
And your party very well, Mr. Lauren. 4 of us are men, 3 are women. Well, a ghost for everybody.
And Pritchard, why don't you take us on a tour through the house, and let's see what happens, huh?
See that stain? Blood. A young girl was killed here. And whatever got her wasn't human. Don't stand there.
What do you mean? Where?
How is that happening?
It's too late. They've marked you.
Ridiculous. The roof probably leaks.
Oh, that must be what it is. Who would want to haunt me?
I would say any self-respecting male ghost.
I hope it doesn't come back.
Horny bitch.
You're the life of the party.
He hasn't even started yet. Wasn't there a man who threw his wife into a wine vat or something?
That was in the cellar. There's been a murder almost every place in this house.
So is the shorter guy, is he supposed to be like the Chris Kattan in this version? Because I think Chris Kattan owned the mansion in the 90s version.
All this belonged to a Mr. Norton, who didn't die here. He was electrocuted later. Mr. Norton did a good deal of experimenting with wines, but his wife didn't think it was any good. So he filled the vat with acid and threw her in. She was supposed to stay down, but the bones came up. It's a funny thing, but none of the murders here were just ordinary. Just shooting or stabbing. They've all been sort of wild, violent, and different.
That ain't funny. That ain't funny. That motherfucker, ooh! Punched him right in the head. Also, what kind of acid was it? Is that what? That's disgusting. He just picked up the rat. That is disgusting.
Destroys everything with hair and flesh.
Ugh.
Just leaves the bones.
But like what? Like, okay. So he the previous owner filled the vat with acid. First of all, what kind of acid? Where did he get that amount of acid from, for one? And for two, why is there still a giant vat in the floor filled with acid all of these years later? Why didn't anybody take that out?
A cure for that upstairs. Come on.
How'd you get invited to this party? No. Oh, go on. I mean, what did he tell you?
Ugh.
Mr. Lawrence said everybody'd get $10,000.
But he didn't say anything about being locked in.
No.
He just made a deal with me on the phone, but nothing about having to stay.
Aren't you going to stay?
If I don't, I lose $10,000.
Not for $10,000. Not for $10,000. I would go in there during the day, but I would not stay there overnight. Not for $10,000. You better step your pussy up. I'm not doing that.
I don't know.
Well, I agree with what that doc says. You can spook yourself. I've done it in planes. Seen things that weren't really there. Or were they? What are you going to do with your $10,000? If we get it.
What do you mean, if we get it? Won't he pay us if we stay?
Ah, sure he will. 10,000 is no more to him than a nickel is to us.
We were in an automobile accident. Now I'm the only one in the family who can make any money.
Boy, I've never seen so many doors.
Oh, so her whole family was in a car accident. She mysteriously made it out uninjured.
Closet? Bottles.
Does it go anywhere? Lance! Lance!
The drama, honey. She's like, Lance! She just met him 3 seconds ago. All he did was close the door. What is that? What the hell is... I don't like that. I don't like that. Yeah, go back into the darkness, Pearl. Get the no, man.
No, I'm gonna pass on that one.
Hell no. No. That's right. Run. Run.
Please! Lance is gone, and there's a ghost.
See what I mean?
Please, come on!
Did she say Lance is gone? Gone where?
To hell, probably. I mean... What the hell?
We'll have to break it down. It's locked.
Locked? You all right? Nothing that money won't cure. I must have bumped my head.
And the only way you could bump your head in here is to run head on into the wall. You didn't do that, did you? Let's get a bandage on that.
I wonder why they didn't kill him.
Who?
He didn't bump his head. They hit him.
They?
Why is this woman on the right so damn slow? Like, we've already established we're in a fucking haunted house. There's ghosts. And she's like, what? Who are they? Who might you be speaking? The Salvation Army. That's who we're... Like, who do you think?
When you came in, you said something about a ghost.
There was something.
What did it look like?
Well, it was wearing a black thing that went all the way to the floor.
Weren't you a little frightened at the time?
Well, yes.
That, Mr. Loren, is hysteria.
But then, Doctor, how do you explain what happened to Lance? Was that hysteria, too?
You better get that checked in a day or so.
Thanks, Doc. Wait for me in the hall.
The ghosts are coming closer, Mr. Loren.
You really believe in your pet ghost, don't you, Pritchard?
Before the night's over, you will, too.
Would you like a drink, Lance?
No, thanks.
I'd like one. Scotch and. Mr. Loren, are you really going to pay anyone who stays all night?
Certainly. $10,000.
Will there be much red tape or delay?
In a hurry, dear?
Frankly, yes. Or frantically.
There you are, my dear.
I love, like, old school black and white movies like this. Like, the original Universal Monsters. Because, like, I sleep with a box fan on because I have to have white noise when I'm sleeping. Otherwise, I cannot sleep at all. Not that I sleep much anyway, but, like, put the fan on and then, like, you chill the room a little bit because I like to sleep when it's cold. And then you just, like, I have, like, the original Dracula on and I just fall asleep to that. Ugh. That's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm so excited.
That sound different to you?
Yes.
Three, 6, 9.
Dance real fine? No. Like, what is that? Isn't that Little John? 369, dance real fine.
Three, 6. Now, I'm going to knock on the other wall. When you hear me, you knock on this wall.
Y'all should not be splitting up.
Tap lower down.
God, that was scary as shit.
Where'd it come from?
Oh, that was good. That was good. That was scary as shit.
What if it ran out of here? I'd have seen it.
Lance, it doesn't run. It just floats.
It was like.
Yeah, but why?
It was like Gaga, like. That was good.
How can I?
Oh,
I'm Annabelle Lauren.
hello, Annabelle Lauren. Woo. She is stunning.
Must be Miss Manning. I realize this is a very unusual and I'm afraid very dull party. Wouldn't you like to freshen up? This is your room. Depressing, isn't it?
I doubt if I'll spend much time here.
It's going to rain. Perfect atmosphere for my husband's party. Why did you come here?
He said he'd give me $10,000.
Why did he pick you?
I don't know. My supervisor just came and said I'd been invited.
How long have you known my husband?
I just met him tonight.
So? Why you? What were you doing wandering around by yourself?
Well, I was in the cellar with Lance, Mr. Schroeder, and I just left, that's all.
Don't do it again. Don't go anywhere in this house by yourself.
I mean, that is a smart decision.
I'll come by for you in a few minutes.
But
You're in danger. We all are.
but who?
I hope for your sake you never find out.
I'm like trying to like, other than the short guy who is obviously Chris Kattan, and this is Famke Janssen or Jensen. I don't know, Famke. I know that's how you say her first name. Famke. I don't know. Jean Grey. Obviously that's her, but I don't know who the rest of them are.
Oh, no, I'm Lance Schroeder.
The pilot, you've hurt yourself.
Oh, it's just a bump on the head. Which is my room?
I believe this is it.
Thank you, Mrs. Lauren.
Oh, wait. Oh, she is horny. Is he supposed to be... I forget the actor's name, but he played Sandy Cohen from the OC.
You were
I feel like that's him,
in the cellar. Why was she so upset?
the character.
And you don't look like the type to go around bumping his head. What really happened, Lance?
Well, Nora thought she saw a ghost, but I didn't see anything.
She was just frightened then.
And mad at me, I think. I kidded her about it.
I wouldn't joke about anything else that happens here tonight.
Now, don't tell me you're taking all this seriously.
Aren't you?
Well, I'd like to find out what hit me.
Lance. If I need help, may I count on you?
Yeah, sure, I guess so. Look, what's going on here anyway? I mean, what is with this party bit?
This is no party. He's planning something.
Your husband?
I wish I knew what it was.
Must be pretty big if he's going to lay out 50,000.
The money doesn't mean anything. He has a reason for getting us all up here to this dreadful old house.
Murder.
Doesn't even know us.
Maybe that's exactly why you're here.
Well, what can he get away with?
Oh, he thinks that big money like his can get away with anything. You know, of course, that I'm his fourth wife. The first simply disappeared. The other two died. Lance, I don't want to join them.
Well, how did they die?
You mean he,
Oh, his doctor said they died of heart attacks. 2 girls in their 20s.
Oh, shit.
My husband is sometimes insane with jealousy. Nothing matters to him.
I wonder how that works for the first one, though. Like,
Please be careful.
how long... If you're married, how long does the other partner have to be missing before you're able to be, like, considered legally unmarried? Like, would that be considered divorce by that point? Like, if the person goes missing?
Annabelle, you're missing all the fun. Nora Manning was almost killed by a falling chandelier. The pilot bashed his head in.
Is he badly hurt?
The Saturnine psychiatrist bandaged him up. Don't you want to go and console him, as you do most men, in your fashion?
You're so clever, Frederick.
Yes, I lie awake nights wondering why I married you. Was rather a mistake.
You didn't marry me, dear. I married you. Unpleasant, but no mistake.
I love her. I love her.
And for the last time, it's not my party, but yours. And you are going.
I am not.
You ready, dear?
No.
Are you ready, dear?
Yes, damn you.
Would you adore me as much if I were poor? No.
Oh, they did this. They did this in the 90s version, because there is a point where he grabs her hair like that.
Then you're...
That's actually kind of impressive how close some of it is.
I wonder how it'll end.
Because even his behavior is very similar. I forget the actor's name. Let me look this up. I forget the actor's name who played that character in the remake. Jeffrey Rush, that's right.
Okay. I'll be down in a minute.
So he's Lance. Oh, they don't have... Do they have the same names?
My dear.
Lance.
We're all going to get together down in the living room.
All right, Mr. Lloyd. I'll be right down.
Who is that? Oh, is that supposed to be one of the severed heads? I don't see a Lance in the new one, so I don't know who that's supposed to be. Why would you do that? Why would you go and explore? Also, why are the ghosts only presenting themselves to her? What the hell is that?
Come with us. Come with us before he kills you.
Who's that? I forget what they said her name was. Is she supposed to be Ali Larder's character? Probably.
Where's Nora? Miss Manning.
Laura? Maybe they're not the same names. Oh, whatever. I'm over it. What the hell?
That's Jonas Slides and his wife. They've been caretakers here for years. She's blind, you know.
I'm not going to...
Yep, the bitch also floats. Like, she was doing the Thriller dance and floating. Like...
Bury her on our hands.
I think she's just a little upset, not hysterical.
Thank you. Thank you. I get it tonight.
Good evening.
Hello, my dear. This is my wife. These are our guests. Ruth Bridges, Dr. Trent. You know Watson Pritchard, of course. Nora Manning, and this is Lance Schroeder.
Nora. Now, wait. Was that Ali Larder's? No, Ali Larder's name was Sarah.
Get me out of here.
Now, what about the 10,000?
I don't care. He wants to kill me.
Who wants to kill you?
Mr. Lawrence.
May I have your attention, please? I think you all remember the bargain we made about staying all night. $10,000 apiece. If any of you don't survive, $50,000 will be divided amongst the rest of you. If I should die, you will be paid by my estate. When the door is locked from the outside by the caretakers, we'll all be forced to stay in this house until morning. If any of you decide not to stay, you must leave with the caretakers now. You won't have a chance to change your minds later, because there'll be no way to get out.
I don't want to stay.
Wait.
No.
It isn't midnight yet. Who told them they could leave?
They never leave before midnight.
Well, they've gone now. I was going to ask you whether you wanted to stay or not, but it seems that the caretakers have made the decision for you. We're all locked in now.
But I don't want to stay.
And I'm sorry, my dear, but it's too late now.
Darling, haven't you had enough of the silly game? Get some cars up here for these people and let them go home. But pay them first.
This is your party, remember? In spite of my wife's faith in my ability to do the impossible, we will all have to stay in this house until 8 o'clock in the morning. But we have some party favors for you in these little coffins.
Are they guns? Because I know in the remake they're guns.
This is my wife's idea.
They are guns.
Rather dangerous. I suppose you all know.
Also, I love the little coffins.
In case you don't, you just press down on this lever with your thumb and then pull the trigger.
The way he just shot that directly in front of her face, and she didn't even flinch, like that wouldn't have blown out her fucking eardrum.
Doctor? Lance? Nora?
Go ahead, take it.
Miss Bridges? And here's yours, dear.
I don't need it.
It was your idea. Who knows, you may want to use it on me before this night is over.
I love just like, she's just such like a, I don't know, she just has such like sensuality to her and the way that she just talks and she's, just fabulous.
Little party favors?
Suppose Nora had had a gun when she mistook the blind woman for a ghost.
I don't think anyone else is going to walk around in total darkness.
Oh, I'm sure we're not going to go running around the house shooting each other, aren't you?
Who knows? Fear makes people do amazing things.
Mr. Pritchard, you said your sister-in-law killed a man and a woman here and cut them up? You said they found hands and feet, but they never found any heads. Would you like to see one of those heads? Would you all like to see one of those heads? Well then, just follow me.
Just standing in a crowd of people offering to show them some head. Oof.
Darling.
Couldn't be me.
I really don't need this.
Yeah, she's like, I don't need a gun. I got something for that ass later.
Just go look in my suitcase. Just go look. But it was in there. A woman's head.
Nora, I think you're a little upset. Would you care for a sedative?
Get out!
Sedative.
All of you get out of here and leave me alone! Just get out of here!
Shut when you think about it.
Bring it down. You're at like a 10. I'm gonna need you at maybe a 6.
The sedative.
Well, what do you suppose she thought she saw?
They're closing in on her.
Look, Doc, I think somebody ought to stay with her.
There could be 1,000,000 people around her. But if they wanted her, they'd get her.
What if he's right?
He's too drunk to know what he's talking about.
I wonder. I'll join you in a minute.
Do you think it would do any good if you went in and talked to her?
Well, do you think there really was a head in her suitcase?
I don't know.
A thing like that would put me right over the edge.
But would you sort of stay up here, I mean, in case she needs help?
All right. I'll be in my room. Just call it.
Thanks.
Are you sure there are only 7 people in this house?
Positive, except for the ghosts.
I don't believe in ghosts, nor in frightening women. In Nora's case, it's gone far enough. Perhaps too far.
What do you suggest we do about it, Doctor?
Don't frighten her anymore.
Okay, was there more than 7 people? Now I gotta look this up. Was there more than 7 people? So there was the doctor, which was Jeffrey Combs.
Nora?
I feel like this is supposed to be
Nora?
Sandy Cohen. Peter Gallagher. It was Peter Gallagher. That was his name. I feel like this is supposed to be Peter Gallagher. What is that? What is that? That's a head. Don't touch it. Don't touch the severed head. What did he do? No, he fell on, he's just carrying it.
Nora!
Yeah, that's not gonna scare her, approaching her while holding a fucking severed head like you're Jason walking out of the water at the end of Freddy vs. Jason. Like the Isn't that supposed to be like his sister or something?
About this.
They've taken her. In a little while, she'll be one of them.
Where's Nora?
Where is she? It's too late. It's too late. You'll never find her again.
Pritchard, if you know where she is, you better tell me now.
She's gone. She's gone with them. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Ooh, someone just got. Right, you just came down those stairs. If she hung herself, she may not be dead already. Let her ass down. Is that even Nora, though?
Nora?
She's dead, Mr. Lauren.
Oh, no.
Herself.
Suicide.
Oh, wait. She fakes her death in the remake. Okay, we're good. I feel like Nora is supposed to be Ali Larter, and the other one, the other blonde girl, is supposed to be Bridget Wilson, aka Elsa, aka Sonya Blade, aka whatever her name was in Billy Madison.
Please hide me. Please hide me.
What's the matter?
Hide me.
Now I'm wondering if 13 Ghosts was based on, like, if it's that a remake. I feel like that might be a remake. I don't know.
He had put me in that room. And then he went away and left me.
Who?
He thought I was dead.
Who?
Mr. Lord.
Are you sure about this?
I don't know. It was dark, but it must have been him.
Has anybody seen you since he left you?
I heard some people in that room, but I went by and nobody saw me.
Mrs. Lauren is dead.
But how?
Lauren said she committed suicide, but I think somebody killed her.
Him.
I'm sure you've come to the same conclusion I have.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, let's all have a meeting, discuss what to do. The living room?
Okay, in a minute.
Y'all, you got like plants right there, right next to the lit flame. This is a fire hazard.
I've got to go downstairs. Now, you lock yourself in here and don't let anybody know you're here. If he thinks you're dead, he won't come here. And I'll get back as soon as I can. You'll be all right. And if you have to, you use it.
Well, now he knows that she's not dead. I'm assuming he was eavesdropping on that conversation.
So beautiful. So greedy. So cold. What are you doing in here?
Wait. Don't wait.
What do you mean coming in here?
I didn't want them to take her away.
You're drunk.
They will if you don't watch her.
You're drunk. All right, out with it, Bridget. Why did you come into this room?
I'm the only one who understands.
Understands what?
Your wife isn't there anymore. She's already joined them.
Bridget, I've had enough of your spook talk. Get out, you Sutton. Don't come back into this room again.
What did he call him? A Sutton? What the hell is a Sutton? I'm gonna have to look that up afterward to make sure I don't have to like bleep that out.
Where's what's her name? Nora.
I didn't disturb her since I don't think this concerns her.
No, you're right.
Mr. Loren, isn't there some way we can get out of this house now?
No, none at all.
We could try breaking out.
The only door to the outside is made of steel. The bars of the windows are set in solid stone. We gotta stay.
I'm not afraid of your...
How did they get out in the other? They went out like through like a thing in the attic, right?
But I am afraid. When we came here a few hours ago, the only thing we had in common was the $10,000 we'd get. Now, however, we share something else. The death of Mrs. Loren. So far tonight, one of us was almost killed by a falling chandelier. One of us was mysteriously slugged. One of us has been driven to the brink of absolute hysteria, and one of us is dead. Were these accidents? Suicide? And we must stay here for 6 more hours.
6 hours? 6 of us. Time enough.
Who will be next? How will it happen?
Let me ask you a question, Doctor. You were the first one to see my wife there. Did you also see anything that she could have climbed up on and then jumped?
No.
Did any of you?
What, she was literally found at the top of the stairs. She could have just stood on the banister.
How then did she get up there so high?
Exactly, Mr. Loren. How? She couldn't have pulled herself up there. She couldn't have dropped from the ceiling. Do you think your wife killed herself?
No. She was murdered.
Murdered.
By one of you.
Or you, Mr. Loren. To deliberately kill someone, you must have a reason.
We were all strangers to your wife. Only you had a motive for murder.
What husband hasn't at some time wanted to kill his wife? What husband hasn't had 1,000 opportunities to do it in such a way so that he'd never be suspected?
It's giving like Scream. There's always some bullshit reason to kill your girlfriend.
Well, one of us murdered Mrs. Lauren. And that's a matter for the police.
So how do we get the police?
That's my point.
9 Juan. That's how you get the police.
And it's a silly party given by an
Do they not have phones?
involved us all in murder.
Murder.
It may be right. If another murder's in the works, let's stop it now.
Another murder.
Murder.
Maybe one of us saw too much.
Why should even a millionaire want to give each of us $10,000 to spend one night in a gloomy old house? To see some ghosts, have a party? No.
Have you finished trying me, Doctor? And is the verdict guilty of murder?
Murder.
Bring us anywhere, somebody killed Mrs. Lauren, we know that. One of us is guilty and the rest of us are innocent, okay. Now what we have to do for the next 6 hours is protect ourselves from each other.
Do you really think?
I don't think anything. I just know that I'm going to my room. And if anybody comes in, I'll shoot him. Or her.
And if we all stay in our rooms, we'll be safe. Because the innocent will have no reason to leave his room. And the guilty will admit his guilt.
And the only one that knows for sure, the short drunk one, he knows. But like Nora, she's technically the only one. Because even though like she saw the old lady, the caretaker, like that bitch was floating. Like she was floating. It wasn't, I'm blind, so therefore I apparently don't have pupils or cornea or anything. But like she was floating.
What's the use of saying goodnight?
I mean, y'all need to say goodbye. It was nice knowing you. See you in the afterlife.
Good night, Doctor.
My hat is so tight on my head. It is so tight. That's what she said. Or he said. Well, that was fucking rude. Why did you do that? You don't own that. I mean, granted, it's not happening in this scene, but it just popped in my head. I always like it in movies when like somebody's in a dark room and they light like a single candle and all of a sudden the entire room becomes illuminated. And that's their source of light. And I'm just like, that's not how that works in real life. Like you light a candle and you can see a little, but barely at all. You need like a full-on torch. Oh no. They told you you've been marked. It's something that I love about movies like this that were shot on film versus digital. I don't remember when they, like, the big migration to digital happened, but with film, how up in the upper right corner before the scene would change, you'll see like a very quick flash of like a circle, and that was them, like, I don't know, with the way that they did the film, and like, and it was like spliced together, and then it would switch, and I just love that. There's just something comforting about that to me.
She tried to warn.
I preferred when things were shot on film, to be honest.
Thinks he's gonna try and kill one of us. Now, there must be a way out of this place, and I'm gonna find it and get the police before he does.
I'm going with you.
What if he finds out you're alive? No, Nora. You're safer here than any place else. Now just lock yourself in and keep quiet. If I find a way out, I'll come back and get you.
I can't tell if she, like, is like, I don't know. She always looks like she's, like, planning something, like she's plotting. No, don't go down that hallway. No, 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 no. Don't go in there. Look what happened to Jennifer Jolie when she went through the hidden passage. Don't go in there. Well, see, now he's fucking trapped in there. Now what are you gonna do? If this old bitch shows up. What? It's like moving by itself, like in a Nightmare on Elm Street with the when they kill Rod and the rope. You remember? Don't just stand there, sis. Move. And she's just standing there. She's just standing there, looking like, look at it, bitch, move. Oh, that's my queen. Ooh, she's fabulous. Well, I don't know why she stood there, but she didn't get got, so there's that. That's a plus. Why are you saying no? You just survived. Now she's about to shoot her? No, they told your ass to stay in the room. Just close the window. Oh no, what is that? What is that? What is that? Is that a gorilla? What is that? her screams are so loud and they're so shrill. Like, she's got a good scream, but like, she screams. And when she screams, she screams.
And admission of...
I thought he was about to shoot him.
Certainly not. There's either somebody else in this house or one of us has left his room. Did you hear anything?
Organ music?
That, and someone walking.
Y'all heard the piano playing and you heard someone walking, but nobody heard her screaming her ass off? My neighbors heard her screaming her ass off, and I have headphones on.
Seconds left of someone's life. Why waste time?
Because I remember she was faking it in the original. She fakes the death. Because she was like plotting with the guy. Is this the guy that she's well, probably.
It's almost over, darling. Every detail was perfect.
And nobody fucking checked for a pulse.
What's happening?
We've done it. A perfect crime. Beautiful.
Has she killed him?
Not yet, but she will.
Get me out of this hanging harness. What's taking that girl so long? What time is it?
At first, I couldn't get Nora to want to protect herself with a gun. But after you appeared at the window, everything began to work just as we had planned. You were wonderful. Just the touch that finally drove her into complete hysteria.
It'll be worth all of our planning, darling. Where's Nora now? What's happening?
On her way to the cellar. So scared she'll shoot the first thing that moves.
And Frederick?
On his way to the cellar, too.
David, are you sure none of them will suspect us?
Of what? An hysterical girl accidentally shoots somebody? Who would suspect that we planned it that way, that we drove her to it?
What about my suicide?
But just a ghost party gag. We'll claim it was a dummy since I'm the only one who touched you.
And the caretakers?
Well, they had no idea what they were really doing.
Oh, look, they covered themselves, too. With he was the only one that touched her. I didn't even catch that.
Working perfectly. Nora is sure Frederick murdered you. She thinks Frederick attacked her in the cellar, not me. And now Nora's almost out of her mind with fear. The heads, the music, you're hanging. I tell you, when Frederick walks in there, she'll shoot him.
It's taking too long. David, you ought to be there.
She's so goddamn fabulous. I cannot.
When you hear...
She's,
Come down to the cellar.
I need to look up and watch every single thing that she's ever been in after this movie, because, oh my God. Look, there she goes with the fucking screaming again. Look at... She screams. But Jeffrey Rush faked it in the remake too. Like, they both faked their death. Look, he's about to throw him in the acid. Nope, the other one went in instead. Oh, gorgeous.
David? David?
Oh no, oh no.
You in danger, girl.
No, don't push her into the acid. Like, I know that the character dies in the remake. Ooh, I spit a little. But don't push her into the acid, of all the ways to go. It's the way that you can tell that it's a fake skeleton, because it has like the hole in the top, which is how they're pulling it out of the water. And it's even got this fake strings on the hands. Like, it's literally one of the things that you find in a science classroom. Ah, that's hilarious.
At last you've got it all. Everything I have. Even my life. But you're not going to live to enjoy it. Come with me, murderess. Come with me.
No, girl, don't fall. No, look behind you. Do not look at the fucking science class skeleton. Stop. Look at it. It's hilarious. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. No! No! Oh no, oh no, oh no. Such an ethereal beauty. God! She stood there and just let that shit happen, though. Just like Nora with the damn rope. Move! Well, it was 1959. People hadn't apparently mastered their motor functions as of yet. I cannot. I cannot. The strings that suddenly appeared now.
Doctor. Good night, Annabelle. The crime you two planned was indeed perfect. Only the victim is...
But not perfect enough.
It's a pity you didn't know when you started your game of murder.
Murder?
That I was playing too.
There must be some...
But why would you throw that in there? Because they said that it dissolves hair and flesh, but it didn't dissolve bones, and that didn't look like it was dissolving. So didn't you just leave evidence?
in the wine cellar.
Alive?
I don't think so. It's him. He's alive.
You didn't shoot anyone, my dear. I loaded your gun with blanks. I can tell you all now. Trent and my wife were planning to kill me. They failed. Trent tried to throw me in the vat. My wife stumbled and fell. I'm ready for justice to decide if I'm innocent or guilty.
Yeah, honestly, Jeffrey Rush was a really, really good choice to play him in the new one. Also, for the Buffy fans out there, you probably already know this, but in the remake of this, in the beginning, when they're like at the roller coaster, like the theme park or whatever, which is obviously not in here, but like the cameraman, when they're in the fake elevator, is Spike from Buffy. And I'm fairly certain, like, I think that there's someone else famous who is also like something Buffy related. I think that the girl that's with him is someone famous too. I think it's like a singer. But I don't know. Wait, that's how they ended it in the original? Also, can we talk about how it says skeleton by himself? I'm fucking dead. All right, y'all. So that was House on Haunted Hill. I loved that. Now, granted, I am a person who loves older movies, so like I had a feeling that I would probably like it, but I loved that. That was so much fun. Actually, it was genuinely surprising that it ended where it did, because obviously the 90s version ends with them escaping through the attic, and there's like the actual ghosts are like trying to kill them, and then they end up outside, and it's the whole thing. But obviously, this ended differently. This hour and 14 minutes and 54 seconds, so good. But the performances were really, really good. There was that when that old bitch popped up earlier on in the movie, that scared the shit out of me. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Also, what I was talking about, how there was in the remake, how there was a singer. It was Lisa Loeb. I just know her because she also had music on Buffy. I loved this. I'm so excited to go through all these classics, because now that I know that I can do this, like if I have to take a week off and stuff like that, because I will have to take a week or two off to move, it'll be nice to know that I can still put out content. I don't know, whatever. Y'all, I am excited. I'm excited to take this hat off. I am excited. This was so good. Let me know what you guys thought about House on Haunted Hill down in the comments, and I will see you next week.